Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for March 14th to the 20th. And I hope you guys are doing awesome today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And always double check your notification settings that they are set to your personal preferences. They do get changed sometimes when YouTube does like updates and algorithm changes. So just so you know, that does happen. Also, disclaimer, I'm a little scattered today. I'm very tired. I have not been sleeping very much at all. And then when I do sleep, there's crazy like spiritual work stuff going on. So bear with me. There might be a lot of ums and a lot of like, what was I saying? And a lot of brain farting going on. So just hang in there with me. I'm trying my best today. Yeah, so let's dive in. For those of you who are new, I basically do an astrology portion where I talk about astrologically what's going on in the week. And then I go ahead and I open myself up for channelings and pulling cards if necessary. And keep in mind that portion, it's not so tied to the week itself, even though that's where we're focusing our intentions and our energies. Energy is fluid, time is fluid, and so there might be stuff that comes up that might not pertain to this week specifically for you, so just know that, okay? Any other questions or curiosities or anything else you want to check out, like our website, Patreon, Vimeo, all of that is down below. I also do some writing on the website correlating to the videos, so if you like to read as well, or you're curious, just go ahead and check that out. That's all free. Yeah, so let's dive in. So the biggest thing going on this week, on the 18th, we have full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo, along with some of the energies going on this week, is ushering in some new lessons. That's just the best way to say it. New lessons that are pertaining to what we can learn under the North Node Taurus energy. We've already had a lot of North Node aspects, but we have more coming all the way up through April. It's really going to highlight for us what's really important. We've been spending this last couple weeks in some very dreamy Piscean energy. It's been getting us more in tune with our deepest desires, what it is we really want, what it is we'd like to have, our wishes, so to speak, like what we think will actually bring us fulfillment. A little bit of that indulgent energy with that too. And that's been great. That's actually been very refreshing compared to where we've been months prior. Now things are going to get a little bit more practical. Things are getting a little bit more serious, a little bit more realistic, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But we do have some difficult aspects that might bring up some challenges and some conflicts that will challenge where you've been at. Like the daydreamy fantasy land sort of vibe. And it's going to bring you down to reality where it's like, okay, I might have been thinking in a grand sense of what it is I'd like to have or who I'd like to be or what I'd like to try. Maybe I can be more realistic about that. Maybe I could be more practical. Maybe I could actually like put in some tangible baby steps and maybe tweak the image of this or the vision of this, so to speak, so I can actually achieve some sense of fulfillment, so I can maintain some sense of balance. This whole week, especially full moon Virgo, is about balancing all of that. Understanding your wants and desires and understanding your needs for survival and how to balance the two, how to reorganize your priorities so that you can really have a strong sense of stability in maintaining and juggling all of that, and really just overall wellness, right? And living in a sustainable way. It's like energetically sustainable. Now, this is going to go into a lot of different themes for some of us. Some of us might experience more of like the money matter side of things. Some of us might experience more of like the, God, I need to get out and travel and experience and live life. Like there's a lot of different themes as to how that could play out individually. Collectively, I think we're going to be seeing more innovation and push and focus, more of like almost like a cry is actually what I just heard. I just channeled that. A collective cry to focus on the needs of the whole, the health of the whole is really kind of how that's coming through. Like when it comes to food and resource management, when it comes to governmental rule and policies, currency, like when we're talking about economy as well, environmental issues, environmental sustainability, all of that stuff I think is going to be on the global stage, and definitely when it comes to social justice as well. So for some of us, it's going to be focusing on like on the individual level, like our personal shit, our personal lives, how to have our own sense of balance and really double checking what it is we want and how to really get there. And for some of us, those goals might spill over into social justice and into how we can help others and how we can uplift community, bring balance to other people, which will just add to that whole collective vision and focus and cry from the collective to focus on those things globally. So that's what's going on this week in a nutshell. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. So Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars have been working together very nicely, and it's been cool. That energy is starting to leave us. We're still going to have it under the full moon Virgo, but then Venus will move past Mars. Is that correct? I want to say that's correct, but let me double check. I'm pretty sure Venus moves past Mars. Where are you? Yes, it does. I was like, yeah, because it moves faster than Mars. Slow today. Very tired today. Yes, the Venus will move past Mars. Don't forget that Mars will go retrograde at the end of the year and fall in Gemini. My attention keeps getting called there every time I'm kind of going over the astrology of stuff. I think I might look into that deeper and start talking about that soon. But anyway, so Venus and Mars are working together in Aquarius. When Venus and Mars works together, we do have a focus on relationships. We do have an easier time with understanding what it is we want, and then also putting that into action and going for it. However, Venus and Mars are starting to move into square positions with other planets. So right now, Venus and Mars are going to be square Uranus this week. And at some point, they will also go square with Saturn and the North Node as we move forward through April. It's going to create some challenges. This is where the challenges come in to teach us these lessons, okay? Aquarius, as you guys know, is a very independent energy. It's an energy of, I want to be everything that I am. I want to express myself in all of my uniqueness and own it and screw anyone or anything that doesn't want me to be who I am. That is Aquarian energy. Aquarian energy is also very creative. It's high level of creative intelligence. So we're going to have this really cool boost of, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to live my life, and it's going to be on my terms, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. However, with the square in Uranus, it might become such a deep desire, overwhelming desire for some of us, to where we might actually start to see some conflict in our relationships, because Uranus is the rebel. Like, Uranus loves that Aquarian energy. Uranus is like shaking things up, and in a square with Venus and Mars, relationships might get in the way of doing that. So just know that you might need a little extra space this week, in the coming weeks really, to focus on your own pursuits. And that's okay. That's totally fine. You might be having more cravings for adventure and new and exciting things to experiment, try things you've never tried before or would never normally want to try or be interested in. Travel, meeting people from foreign lands, even like interacting with people from different cultures or backgrounds that normally you wouldn't, will most likely be something that you're really interested in as well. I think all of that's relatively positive. Just be mindful that you might get frustrated in romantic relationships or anybody that you're really close to. You might just start to feel kind of suffocated. Authoritative relationships, I think, are going to struggle under this as well. Anybody who tries to throw their weight around too much or move into that kind of controlling energy, not going to go so well. It's just going to create some chaos and frustrations and anger. With Mars also playing a role here, be mindful of your anger and your frustration. Have some outlets for physical exertion. That will also help with the intensity of, I want to do shit my way. Get out of my way. It's going to help with that. That energy is also backed by asteroid activity. Got a lot of asteroids that are creating aspects right now that are significant. Chiron, which technically is not an asteroid. Chiron, Pallas Athena, Juno, Ceres, I believe that's how you say that, Ceres. I apologize if I don't pronounce things properly. Ceres. All of these are essentially working together, except Juno is just working with Saturn. Like, Chiron right now is working with Mars and Venus. Ceres is working with Mars, Venus, Chiron. Pallas Athena is working with Mars, Venus, Chiron. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like they're all kind of working together in similar energies, all really pushing us towards taking initiative, being more proactive in our own lives, to pursue what really matters to us, to take care of ourselves and nurture ourselves, especially where Ceres is concerned, because Ceres is like that nurturing energy. So while there can be social energies right now, it's not going to be about getting super involved with people. That is not what this week is about. That is not what the upcoming weeks are about. It's about getting involved in causes. It's about getting involved in pursuit for better, pursuit for balance, pursuit for sustainable living. That's excuse me, pursuit of social justice, all these things that I was talking about. That's really where the energy is. So if you think that, like, you know, the next couple weeks you're going to be like super involved in your romantic relationship, probably will not be very fulfilling or satisfying under these energies. So just take note of that. Like, if you could take a vacation, if you could take a vacation in the next couple weeks, or you know, you've been wanting to learn something, or go to a seminar or a retreat, or just put yourself in a position to really just be in a completely new environment, go do that. If you can, and you have got the resources and you've got the time and space, I definitely recommend doing that, because we do have some really cool Piscean energy that's also helping us to have some creative solutions as well. And I'm going to talk about that right now, actually. So we have Mercury and Pisces, Sextile Uranus and Taurus. This will also be under the full moon influence. I don't know if I said this. I'll be doing the full moon live chat. I think I said that. I can't remember anymore. Sorry. Go check out Patreon and or Vimeo for that, if you're interested. Mercury and Pisces, Sextile Uranus and Taurus. This is really positive. Uranus and Taurus is really the agent that's causing us to want change, to realize how positive change can be. And sometimes also some unwanted change might be thrust upon us as well. But Mercury and Pisces is also, Mercury and Pisces is helping us to handle it. Sorry, guys. Mercury and Pisces really helps to open our minds. It also helps to give us some intuitive understanding and clarity of how to go about these changes, how to implement these changes, and how to do so in a way where you still feel really good about it and you don't feel like it's really hard, or you don't feel like it's such a huge battle. Really creative solutions is at the center of that. With Neptune and Pisces sextile the North Node, that's also just helping Mercury along in all of this as well, bringing more of that optimism, also allowing for a little bit of that outside of the box thinking of like, oh, okay, there's some conflict, there's some challenges, some of us might experience some loss, right, from some of the energies I've already talked about, but there are ways we can move through that. Most likely any loss, any challenges, any conflicts you experience, like from now up through April, but especially the next couple weeks, those challenges will most likely just be showing you how you can improve your own sense of balance, how you can improve how you prioritize your wants and your needs to continue making progress and pursuing your personal goals. Like, any challenges that come up, that's what they're for. Okay. The sun is also sextile Pluto. Pluto's still in Capricorn at 28 degrees. It's going to be so interesting when Pluto finally moves into Aquarius. We still got a ways for that. But anyway, with Pluto kind of interacting with the sun, it does bring some more empowered energy, and also helps you, again, to have more clarity as to how you have been doing things that are not in your best interest, and how to really improve that sense of balance. Like, Pluto will show you what's going on in the deep, dark depths of you. And that's what we've dealt with already in previous months. In the last couple weeks, we've had a lot of clarity. We've had a lot of illumination. We see where we've been and where we are now and where we're going. And this is just further cementing that sense of confidence in that. Okay? I know I said a lot. I know I'm very scattered. There is a lot astrologically going on. As I was going through my notes, like writing everything, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much here to organize. There's so much here to try to describe and talk about. But they're all really important. Essentially, just stay grounded, stay balanced, stay open-minded, and stay adaptable. Stay connected to yourself, focus on yourself. This is not a time to get lost in relationships. This is a time to nurture your dreams and understand how you can sustainably move about life no matter what changes may happen or get in the way of that, so you don't lose that traction, and you also just feel safe in the process. And any of you who want to be involved in helping the world and helping people through charity, nonprofits, or social justice, whatever it is, really good time to prioritize those things as well. Okay? So I know I threw a lot at you. Aqua and Pisces, you guys will probably be experiencing more like energetic intensity with these aspects going on this week, especially my mutable signs, because we also have the full moon in Virgo. We also have Ceres and Gemini. So mutable signs, Aqua and Pisces, you will definitely energetically be feeling the intensity of this the most. And as far as personal houses are concerned, where some of this we may be experiencing where we may be experiencing some of this stuff personally and on an individual level, I will look to your natal houses for Aquarius 5 to 10 degrees. Excuse me. This is where you're gonna almost like go into like new things, is how I would describe that. Where you're going, like for example, if you have Aquarius 5 to 10 degrees in your 9th house, that's where you're probably going to be experiencing like a craving or a sudden just like knowing that you need to go and learn more. You need to go back to school, or you need to invest in spiritual studies, or you need to go on a spiritual journey, or you need to go travel, like that sort of stuff. If you have Aquarius 5 to 10 degrees in, I'm trying to think of another house that I could get a quick example for. So distracted by that neighbor. In the 2nd house, you're going to start getting interested in investments. You're going to start to suddenly want to research like new ways of income or passive income, easier ways to solidify your own sense of stability and foundation when it comes to your own living situation, how expenses happen and how they're handled, money matters, so to speak. So just quick examples like that. And then Pisces, 20 to 29 degrees, really focusing on the latter degrees, like the later degrees though, like 25 to 29 for full moon purposes, because full moon Virgo is happening at 27. But Aqua 5 to 10, Pisces 20 to 29. Okay? And for the mutable signs, 20 to 29 as well. I hope I did not confuse you or overwhelm you with all of that information. I apologize for being so scattered. I do not like when I'm in this energy. But it happens. It's the ebb and flow of life, right? So I'm going to get a little sip and get grounded as much as I can. And then we're going to go ahead and see what's up. that neighbor. They're really highlighting earth signs, like specifically Taurus and Virgo. You know, Cappies, I feel like you guys have actually been feeling alleviated. I'm really feeling almost like that weight has been lifted. You guys have been feeling a little crushed, like energetically, just like, oh, like for the last 18 months, really. But Virgo and Taurus are really, really highlighting that. I mean, we do have the full moon in Virgo coming up. Health is really big, okay? Health, what we put in our bodies, our food, water supply. They're bringing up water supply. There might be some issues. We might see this in the news, like more severe issues of water and food supplies, whether that's due to natural disasters or governmental breakdowns, economic changes, doesn't really matter, but they're really highlighting that food and water supply issues. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some cards. I'm going to start the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck because I love this deck. Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Getting organized, planning. Again, think of this time as just improving your priorities for long-term success. Think of it like that, okay? Really having the focus on you, and not saying like, when I say focus on you, I don't mean like, don't stop caring about people, right? Like other people, no, isolate. Like I don't mean that. If you like to hermit and you got a hermit, that's do you. Just don't be so invested in focusing on relationships and giving in relationships if you are not already balanced, if you if you don't have that sense of sustainable living. And when I say sustainable living, I don't just mean in the term of like environmental sustainability. I mean like, how are you feeling every day? Do you feel energetically okay? Do you feel like you're handling your shit? Do you feel like you can have some sense of groundedness, relaxation, and being present every single day while also handling your obligations and also indulging in your wants and continuing that progress? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I mean by sustainable, just having the harmony and balance. Venus and Mars have really helped us to see what that feels like and what that could be like. We've already had the glimpse. Now we're moving into a time period of like, okay, we've seen what it looks like. We know what it feels like. No matter what happens, we need to understand how to maintain that. That's what's going on this week. I wouldn't be surprised if the beaver comes out. Any messages or insights about this upcoming week? Ooh. Stingray. You would think Mercury's in retrograde with how I've been talking. Stingray is a resilient energy. Stingray, it's interesting because I'm getting a spiritual strength with this, which I don't normally feel. Normally with Stingray, I just feel like a Saturnian, kind of like, I can handle it, I got it, I could pick myself up. And that's definitely there, but Stingray, in this context, I'm really getting the spiritual strength side of it. Energetic strength side of it. I feel like it's also bringing up that Pluto influence of inner strength. There's also coming up too, when it comes to people, something to keep in mind or be aware of is when you start to feel that challenge with people this week and an upcoming future, the challenge of people wanting you to be invested with them, people maybe even wanting you to show up for them in such a way where they're not taking accountability. That's also a big part of the North Node Taurus energy, by the way. That you don't have to snap at them. You don't have to be really harsh with them. You don't have to put in like super aggressive boundaries. Boundaries are fine. You can have boundaries but still have compassion for somebody and still have an understanding just from human to human. I see that this person's having a tough time. I see where this person is at and not judging them for that, but also not allowing yourself to be compromised or caught up in it in the process. Hold on a second. You can show people and tell people how to take accountability for themselves without actually giving much of your energy. It takes practice. It's not an easy thing for a lot of people to do, myself included, but it's something that will be coming up this week and will probably be repeatedly coming up in the near future because of this North Node Taurus energy. Oh, excuse me. Any other messages or insights? Like if you're really wanting a lot of autonomy, which is a big part of this energy, and you feel like people just can't respect that, there's a lot you can do to maintain that autonomy and space while still being kind to them, while still just being human to them and not judging them for wanting more from you. Venus and Mars being square Uranus will make it very tempting though. Also Judas, I don't know what Judas is. Juno conjunct Saturn. Juno is conjunct Saturn this week, and that energy will also be getting stronger as time goes on. Juno does not like to be confined. Juno is all about protection of women and healthy partnerships, but it can be a little shadowy sometimes because it really revolves around how we have been abused or neglected from a feminine energy standpoint. So not just women, but also in our own feminine energy, which is about creation, that life-giving force that we have, that nurturing force that we have, where those things have been abused or sacrificed or suppressed within relationships or certain situations, right? So with Juno being in Aquarius, it craves that liberation even more. It craves that freedom even more. And then conjunct Saturn, where Saturn is like that restrictive force, and Saturn is more that like diligent, challenging force, like to challenge Juno in a way, even though they're both in Aquarius. It's going to really bring that up more of, no, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is how I want to do things, and I will not be suppressed, and I will be diligent in putting up my boundaries. And that's a great energy. It's a great energy. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be harsh. Ceres and Pallas Athena will help with, well, actually more Ceres than Pallas Athena will help with reducing that harshness, but it's a free will choice. Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Ceres is in Gemini. Like I said, Ceres is the nurturer. It's about self-care and cycles as well. Working with Venus and Mars and Chiron. We know how to take care of ourselves now. Now it's learning how to do it in a way where we can maintain long-term success and not be mean to people in the process of that. Wow. Look at all these birds. So we have hawk and bear with vulture and eagle. This is screaming Pluto and Saturn and karmic cycles and energies and lessons. And I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But before I get there, hawk and bear. Again, there's going to be an overwhelming feeling this week and even up through April of following what's best for you, following what you want to do, what you need, your own personal pursuits, expressing uniquely who you are. With Pisces also at play, like I said, like I explained earlier, we have Pisces energy, and then Mars and Venus will move into Pisces later on. Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces will work together later on. So those are really positive things that are coming up that I'm kind of excited for. But either way, all this Piscean energy on top of the Aquarian energy, really amping up our psychic awareness. Dreams for people have been crazy, okay? I feel like everyone's been telling me that. Dreams have been crazy, intuition's been peaking, new abilities have been coming online for people. Some people are really awakening to themselves and their own truth. And some of us are just getting more evolved on our path. Hawk is the energy of being guided. It is a little bit of faded energy, while bear is coming into the new, it's coming out of the dark, but with strength and stamina and resilience. And that is kind of exactly what I've been saying here. It's like we've learned these lessons of we all need to be able to be responsible and accountable for ourselves and take care of ourselves. But some people have learned that better than others. And some of us still have people who are still not able to take accountability for themselves here. And this is a week where we can really express and show how to do that, and that is important without being harsh to people, without getting triggered or allowing our emotions or triggers to control us. That's working from a higher mind and a higher state of being. So just know that within the realm of relationships, that is a massive theme in these upcoming weeks. Massive theme. While still focusing on your own, your own pursuit of things. But that's what's going on in relationships. Some of you might feel more of a spiritual calling when it comes to your work and what it is you actually would like to do, would actually be fulfilling. So just enjoy that and follow that for those where that applies. Vulture and Eagle. Like I said, we got some new lessons being ushered in this week that will be with us for most of the North Node Taurus period of time. So get ready. Get ready. We left behind old lessons from Gemini, Sag, and we've learned now about disempowerment and how to really be us. Now moving forward, we need to understand what really matters when it comes to survival and also our own desires and sense of fulfillment. These are the new lessons. Vulture is death energy. It's death magic. I love Vulture. It's so scorpionic. Vulture allows us to really eat away the old so we can really come out to the new with Eagle. Eagle basically says like, hey, get ready for a new cycle. Get ready for a little bit of a ride on the karmic roller coaster of things. I literally am looking at this as death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and new, old and new, old and new, close, open, close, open. That's literally how I see that. So what else wants to come out? Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? On the bottom, we have raccoon. Yep. Raccoon sometimes comes out as a trickster energy. Also speaks to how we're hiding or masking things. Underneath that, we have sea serpent. This is about creative energy. This energy, this is the sacral. It's about self-expression. So, and again, these are kind of complex energies, right? Because we have this layer of, okay, forward movement and self-expression, creative endeavors, pursuit of our dreams, pursuit of fulfilling balanced lives, right? And how to maintain those things, how to balance between wants and needs, and all the challenges that will come up to challenge those things so we can really understand that for ourselves individually. So, driving force. And on top of it, we have this layer of relationships and relating to people and maintaining our sense of empowerment and boundaries with people so that we're not taking care of other people's shit, so that, you know, we can actually be free in our creative energy, but doing it in a way that's gentle. It's very feminine. And now with Venus surpassing Mars, where Venus for a while was catching up to Mars, and then Venus and Mars were hanging out in this balanced state, and now Venus is surpassing Mars. It's helping us to move into that state of compassion and femininity a lot easier. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. With raccoon and sea serpent in this overall, it's about taking away the blocks and the masks and illusions that have been getting in the way of our creative expression, of us being allowed to give life to things, of us being allowed to express who we are. That feminine energy. It's liberating feminine energy for a lot of us. After facing how that creative force, that feminine energy, that life-giving energy has been suppressed or abused or disempowered, or even if we've been the ones doing it to ourselves with self-limiting behaviors, which has been the biggest theme the last few months. So anyway, it's liberation. It's continued liberation while maintaining boundaries with people in a way that's kind and gentle and compassionate, and saying goodbye to old lessons and welcoming in new lessons. Biggest takeaways. Again, lots of layers. Let's pull some other cards. What am I feeling? I'm actually feeling the Honest Truth deck. Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Ten of Wands. It's kind of a rough one to start out with. It's the pressure. It's the pressure. Like I said, with the squares that are coming up between Aquarian placements and Taurian placements, Venus and Mars against Uranus, Saturn and Aquarius will also be doing that with the North Node. It's Aquarius opposing Taurus at the end of the day. Creating this pressure that is challenging our ability, our wants, and our need to express, to create, to take care of ourselves, to just nurture our plans, to nurture our dreams, to nurture ourselves and our own lives. Facing that pressure, learning how to adapt to it, learning how to deal with it. It's like a pressure that would get in the way of that. Is what it just feels like. Oh, it feels like that. It feels like that to me. Let's keep going. The pressure will be reduced when we can move into our own sense of balance better, when we can understand, okay, every day I'm going to need this. Every week I'm going to need this, from a survival standpoint, or even just on a soul level of I need some fun time every week. I need some work time every week. I need some exercise every week. I need to be fueling my body with healthy foods every day. That's the Virgo, the full moon Virgo influence coming in, right? focusing on those things is going to help reduce the stress. It's going to help reduce the pressure that throws you out of balance. So you can really focus on creating, and you can focus on expressing. You can focus on pursuing what it is you want. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? Eight of Pentacles. Hi, Virgo. Virgo energy, literally the epitome of Virgo. Eight of Pentacles is work. It's work, it's focus, it's diligence, it's planning, it's following tasks, it's following the routine of things, right? And that's exactly what I was getting at. It's like, what do I need every day? What do I need every week? What do I need every month? Like really seeing that. A lot of you might also start to realize cyclical sort of living, like cyclical scheduling might be really beneficial for you. Like certain times of the month you might be really high energy, other times might be really low energy. Especially like for those, like for females who are watching and you're really in tune with your cycle, you might realize around the new moon or full moon, you might have very different needs. Very different needs for your body, very different needs for your emotions, very different needs for your mind, different needs for your soul, etc. But this is about getting all of that stuff in order so you can have that better sense of balance, and you can also really allow yourself to nurture anything you want in your life. It's time to focus on you, not other people. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? More Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles coming in here. That means there's an Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles speaks of new chances, new beginnings. It also speaks of money, stability, abundance, that sort of deal here. Yeah, this is about reprioritizing. Reprioritizing, understanding what you need every day, every week, every month, and how to maintain that for long-term success. I'm really feeling that like relationship intrusion. Like relationships really might throw off your focus this week, so just stay aware. Now we have the Hierophant, and it landed right on top of the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. The Hierophant is also Taurian energy. What did I say earlier too? I'm getting just a lot of Taurus and Virgo. And here it is. 3 out of 4 cards are Taurus and Virgo specifically. Hierophant is belief systems. It's also traditions. It's ethics, standards. It kind of goes hand in hand with routine a little bit. It's almost like as you guys are reworking your priorities, daily priorities, weekly priorities, monthly priorities, the priorities you have for the year, whatever they are, it's almost like you're coming up with your own, like, I want to say the word creed. I feel like this came up before in a reading I did recently. Yeah, like your new code of ethics, your new rules. Yeah, new priorities, new expectations. It's like I'm literally seeing a book, like, and it literally is like, this is what's important to me. This is what I will prioritize. It feels like a creed. It sounds very strange, but that's gonna just help you establish a code, a personal code for you to follow to maintain long-term success. And again, some of you might really get into spiritual work. That is really coming up here. We have a fixed star that's playing a role in this full moon. I don't know how to pronounce it. Some of them are spelled so funky that I'm just like, it's not my forte. Numbers are my forte, personally. I think you pronounce it as Schate? S-C-H-A-E-T. It sits in the Pegasus constellation, and it sits at 28 degrees Pisces. It's a really interesting star because some astrologers feel like it has like a Saturnian kind of malefic, destructive energy, and others feel like it has a really positive, like Jupiter sort of influence. So the different books that I was reading about it, because I have quite a few astrology books that I reference now when I'm looking at the different aspects, it almost seems like, to me, this is my personal opinion off of what I've read, so you don't have to take it as truth. It's just my observation, my deduction. When the fixed star is working with malefic planets like Saturn or Mars, arguably Pluto, arguably, it can create destruction. It can create severe loss, specifically around like injury, like mortal injury or accidents, especially when it comes to water, like machinery, like technology or drownings and things like that. It can create injury and accidents and loss. But if you can recover from those things and you can adapt through that and learn from that, it can really gift you a really cool Jupiter Piscean, like creative logical thinking. For example, it was found in Albert Einstein's chart, Carl Jung's chart, Kepler's chart, like really high level of creative intelligence and being able to think outside the box, but doing so in a way where it can really impact how, what you believe. Yeah. It also has been associated with just innate psychic ability. So for some of you, it can even be associated with like shamanism. That's like a typical thing in like a shamanic awakening, is going through like a near-death experience or a serious illness or a loss and suddenly recovering, and then you also have these like innate abilities. So just sharing examples and just talking about what I know, what I came across. Moving on, coming back. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? I feel like Santas are asking me. I expect the fixed star to create loss for some people. I do expect that. But if you can face that, if you can adapt to it, then you're going to be gifted for it. You're going to be rewarded for it. That's going to be a big theme under the full moon Virgo as well. Funny, Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Talking about Jupiter, Jupiter shows up. Talk about luck and rewards, and it shows up. Wheel of Fortune. This just feels so positive to me. It's a positive energy based off of the work being done here. Taking the time to understand, taking the time to reprioritize, and looking at your needs, looking at your wants, and picking the most important ones and prioritizing your life around that, to have that balance, to have that overall wellness in living. And also when it comes to your pursuits, I'm going to talk about the themes after, because there's a lot of themes that are going on here. But this Ten of Wands, this is like the stress and the pressure of being out of balance. This is the stress and pressure of taking those Piscean dreams that we've been having, right? Like really thinking like grander, and like when you think about trying to put that into reality, it can be really stressful. It can be really stressful. But this Ten of Wands does not have to stay. It doesn't have to stay. Life doesn't have to be that hard. And this is you just figuring out how to rework your life, rework your priorities, rework your goals in order to have that and to have progress. If you can get through the struggle, you can get through any challenges or conflicts or loss that comes up, you will be rewarded for it here. That's Six of Cups. I knew it was Six of Cups. Get all the cards out here before I go further. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? Wow, okay. A lot of cards came out. So now we have Six of Cups in reverse. With Wheel of Fortune, and Six of Cups in reverse coming out here, this is more of that continued moving forward, and putting away anything that's been in the raccoon energy, anything that's been keeping you from being able to follow your passion, follow your desires, work from a place of authentic expression and self-acceptance, okay? And again, we've been dealing with that. Closing the chapter, opening a new chapter. Then, so the way the cards fell, I always honor the way the cards fall. We have Emperor in reverse, and it landed right next to the Ten of Wands. I'm not surprised. Emperor in reverse is a control factor. Emperor reverse is I am out of balance. I'm feeling powerless. I'm feeling out of control. I'm feeling like I can't handle. I'm feeling like I can't do. Some of you may have had a lot of periods in the last few months where you felt really stuck, or you felt like you were in a rut, or you had no idea how to take action on things. It's part of that Ten of Wands energy. It's part of that, like, that stress, the anxiety, that really has been clouding you from being able to move into that like sea serpent, super expressive, accepting sort of energy. And then we have Knight of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel a wall with the Seven of Wands. This is, I feel like, touching on relationships for a lot of you. I'm also feeling another manifestation of this energy, but I'm going to get there in a minute. That Seven of Wands feels like a wall between you and another person or other people. This can manifest in more than one relationship, where a Knight of Pentacles is, I'm your right-hand man. I'm here for you. I got your back. What do you need? Like, that's a Knight of Pentacles energy. Super loyal, very committed, very trusting. But it is a knight. It is a knight. So a knight can represent having a level of immaturity. Doesn't mean that they're not a good person. It doesn't mean that they're not like an adult, but they have more growing to do. Where a Queen of Pentacles has already been the Knight of Pentacles, right? Where a knight will serve another person, the Queen of Pentacles serves herself. Not in a selfish way, it's the self-nurturing that I was talking about. So some of you might feel like you have to put up a wall or some boundaries here between you and another person, where this energy wants to be involved with you. You want to be involved in your own pursuits. Queen of Pentacles cares about managing money, managing the household, even helping or assisting like common goals for others. Like Pentacles is like also speaks, like I said, of like family, right? The bigger picture, so to speak. Like Queen of Pentacles can do a lot of things. It's Capricorn energy, and they like to work. They like to be busy, but the Queen nurtures. As busy as the Queen of Pentacles may be, it is all in the realm of nurturing and what she thinks is best. The Knight is like, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? I almost feel like the Queen of Pentacles is wanting a bubble. Like, I need to do me. I need to take care of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I need space. I need space. That's the Aqua energy coming into play here. So be mindful that that dynamic might be coming up in your relationships, okay? Seeing what else is popping up. I think this is going to get sorted out, because I also feel like this energy can be really helpful to have knights serving the queen. That sounds really strange the way I'm saying that, but yeah, I feel like there might be some triggering going on, like while Venus and Mars are square Uranus. But I also think that over time there's, oh no, my battery's running out. Okay, I gotta hurry up. I didn't realize how low my battery was, and I can't plug it in right now. Yeah, it feels like there might be some triggering going on here, where it's like the Queen of Pentacles might feel like they need a lot of space, which is fine, but I think that might dissipate over time, and there could be a coming together here, where it's like there just needs to be some stuff that's worked out. Like everyone needs to focus on themselves and how to balance themselves first before getting back into the thick of things with other people, is really what I think is why that's there. Then we have excuse me, the Hangman in reverse. I keep hearing worked out, worked out, worked out, worked out. There's just some things that are needing to fall into place as we all kind of focus on ourselves, focus on our own balances, and go through any conflicts or challenges that will help us to show us how to really improve all of that before we can have some forward movement here. It almost feels like there's like spiritual growth in the works. I'm also hearing reward, spiritual reward in the works. It's coming. It's coming. But I think there's some resistance to that as well. Almost like a eagerness. I'm really feeling that here too. An eagerness to do, an eagerness to take action. Just make sure with every action you're taking, you've thought about it. That you've thought about it. Okay? Overall, we do have the Three of Wands with the Fool. Ooh, I love it. And leaving it all behind with the Five of Cups in reverse. This is all about getting excited to look forward. This is excitement over the new, the risky, and that is Uranus at play, and that is also working with Venus and Mars. That Three of Wands energy kind of is also speaking to what I was saying, where it's like, think about things, get organized first, and then go. and then go. Five of Cups in reverse is really indicating a dropping of baggage, like seriously dropping of baggage, and that's perfect right next to the Fool card. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. Just focus on you. Focus on the closing and the opening of new lessons, welcoming that and welcoming what that could bring to you. Focus on your goals. Focus on your own balance. Focus on tweaking and reprioritizing what it is you need and what it is you want. And especially for those of you who are involved in larger purposes like causes, right? Social justice, that sort of thing. Anything that affects other people where you want to have a helping hand. Really prioritize those things. And when it comes to your current relationships, if you have people who are kind of intruding on your space, wanting to be like very involved, and you're not quite organized yet, just recognize that. Just recognize that, and it doesn't have to be a fight. Remember, Queen, feminine energy, it can still be gentle, it can still be compassionate of, hey, I'm human, you're human, I see that you want to do this. This is really what I need right now. And it's okay to do that, okay? I'm going to do a parting message before my battery dies. Okay, we're gonna do shamanic healing. I did not mean for this to be so long. It's probably this long because I'm a little scattered, a little tired. Any parting messages regarding this week and this spread? Letting go. Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Again, continuing to let go of anything that's been getting in the way of you being able to be uniquely expressive, creative, vibrant, life-giving, nurturing and taking care of yourself, living your life on your terms. Anything that's been getting in the way of that, continue to let it go. You've already been doing that. All of us have already been doing that. It's just continuing the process. Let's see. Inner journey, also what I was saying. When inner journey comes out, it speaks of, hey, everyone is on their own path. Everybody. You've got your journey, I've got mine. Everyone else has all their other journeys going on too. And people are just at where they're at, and that's okay. You don't have to judge them for that. You recognize where you are, where you want to be, and this is the time to work on how to maintain that and how to keep moving forward and being focused on your own goals. And if anyone is intruding on your space, recognize they're not at where you're at, and that's okay. And you can tell them so, and you can do it in a way that's loving and kind and compassionate. People don't have to be like you. People don't have to be like you for you to understand them and respect them. Overall, we have masculine energy. Interesting with retreat. So like I was saying, focus on you. Focus on you, focus on you, focus on you. And again, there might be this need to like do and act. This is a time to just get organized, okay? Just get organized. There will be a time to act on things, but get organized first, okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I hope that was helpful and insightful. I apologize for my scatteredness. And my brain farts. Like what just happened. But I do hope you enjoyed yourselves. Don't forget to check out the website, Patreon, and Vimeo, and I will see you guys very soon, okay? Take care and have a good week.